So last session, we discussed about the departure and the arrival point. We'll continue a couple of more points to be understood. One thing should be clear that do I have a conviction? I have a conviction that I'm man, I'm women, you know, I'm a teacher, I'm this and that, my house is there. We all have a conviction in the material world. We don't have a conviction that we are the real self. We don't have a conviction that we are permanent peace and happiness. See that? That is why it is very important that there should be a self study, self observation, self awareness behind what we do. And that is the meaning that we apply the knowledge and we practice daily. We check the state of the mind before, during, and after. And that is the secret of living in mindfulness all the time. At home, at work, in relations. So I made it very clear that are you living wisely? We are doing lot of things wisely in our daily life. Guest comes, welcome. Logical conclusion. But are we living wisely? To live wisely, we have to have all these four practices in our mind all the time. Discernment, dispassion, and six treasures, and the intense desire. Now you have applied it. There is a time, then I need to check, did I rise in consciousness or did I increase my bank balance? Last session, I talked about burnout. Celebrities, you become number one. What is after that? Burnout. Majority of the cases I have seen. I gave you an example of the Bill Gates, Fisher, lot of these people. So I have to understand that when I'm living wisely, I always rise in consciousness. Just keep on raising your consciousness every day, and everything else will fall into place. You need not to be an influencer. So that will help us to understand whether the mind is working on us or we are working on the mind. And once that is clear, then there is no limit of raising your consciousness and getting a glimpse of permanent peace and happiness within. Also, analyze, observe yourself. What to analyze, what to observe? There are many people who claim, show interest, excited. Oh, mindfulness. Yesterday I got a call. No, I'm very excited about it. I want to do it. I will try and check. You don't know anything. How can you try and check? You don't know anything about mindfulness. No, this is my first time. So you are contradicting yourself. So these people are in a kindergarten. They do not want to know the path of the Eastern wisdom. They are non-seekers. They are non-seekers. So if the kindergarten is that, then what is the primary level? I have to understand what is real, unreal, and false. It is not out of curiosity, but it is with a conviction that I must understand that what is false, what is real, what is unreal. Once that knowledge from the intellect is realized in the mind, it is a conviction. But primary level, it doesn't happen. So in the middle level, you have an intellectual understanding. At a higher level, you become a seeker. Then there is no going back. And I told you that you should be very clear and observe that. Observe in the society. You meet a friend and, oh, so what are you doing? No, I got a job. Oh, very good. So what is next? So you see, the society hypnotizes us all the time. What are you doing? I'm doing nothing. Oh, then it's better not to meet this guy. So our entire journey is hypnotized by the society, journey of the life. Study, you are young, get a job, career, money, marriage, kids, and then we become grandparents. And okay, if we don't become grandparents, we are unhappy. You see, we are all clear, but what happened to my children? But what is, and there are other people, professional people, they want to be number one. So you become number one, and then you have a problem, a burnout. What should I do after becoming number one? In that context, I refer that Bill Gates realized after 27 years. After 27 years. And I can give you a lot of examples. I told you last time, Anatoly Karpov. He said, no, I don't want to be number one. It's enough. Enough is enough. Bobby Fischer, burnout. So once you clearly understand the relationship between the cause and effect, are you ready to burn out? Or you want to follow the path of the Eastern wisdom and continue the journey? Last session I have already, perhaps you have already, might have listened it again. So what happens, you become number one outside, but inside that sense of hollowness and emptiness remains. Beyonce, Selena Gomez, you can just find out. Ultimately, after reaching to be number one, they fall back by either addiction or some other problem. Hundreds of examples. Simone Biles, who is just under 30, she said, no, I'm extremely tired. So these burnouts can be easily avoided. So what is very important is the departure point and the arrival point. So departure point in Eastern wisdom is to move from the animal mind to the human mind. And to rise above the animal mind is seeking security, happiness, love within, not outside. Then there is no chance of burnout. Our master says that you need not to even stop working outside. Continue working, whatever you are doing. Continue to be more creative. But animal mind will seek security, happiness, love, and wisdom outside in the material world. That is what the society teaches us. So the seeker who understands and who loves this mindfulness or meditation journey, who feels that they have risen above the society. Those impulses, those instincts do not influence you, do not dictate you. That is the cause of lot of worries, challenges in our daily life. So it is not only intellectual that, okay, I have understood it. No, I have to put that into a practice. So that is the departure point. I must get rid of this animal mind. It should be replaced by the principles of Eastern wisdom that I am the real self and I must discover this real self to live in total security, happiness, love, and wisdom within myself. That is my arrival point, not the arrival point of Beyonce or Bill Gates or oh, you can do it. It's if it is your choice, you can do it. So that means that I should remove the confusion, delusion, pain, and the pleasure from my daily living. That is the meaning of living wisely. Otherwise, we practice for an hour, you listen to it, you say, this beer guy is very good, he knows his subject very well. No, how much you know the subject and how much you apply the subject in your daily living. Otherwise, what will happen? You have done the practice. Many people return to me and they say, no, I feel lot of pressure, lot of tension, lot of anxiety. When you have understood, there is no chance. So I laid the foundation. So now coming to another simple principle. I'm a speaker, so I'm a doer. And I'm also experiencing what I'm speaking. Pay attention. And behind the experiencer and the doer, there is a knower who knows I'm speaking and who knows I'm experiencing the very speaking. Did you understand that? There is a doer, there is an experiencer, and there is a knower. Knower or seer, whatever you say. I know what I'm doing. That is a knower. So what I'm doing, I'm speaking, that is a doer, and then I'm experiencing also. So they all go together. We are going deeper. Are you clear? You are a listener, doer part. You are also experiencing that you are listening, but behind both of the experiencer and the doer, there is a knower. Knower means intellect. Intellect means knowledge. When this knower is above the experiencer and the doer, you are always in the state of mindfulness. Look at this guy, he seems crazy. So I know, and my experience of craziness is there. Oh, look at this guy, he's so wonderful. So my experience of that person is good. At the same time, I know knowledge is always there. So if the knowledge is about the doer and the experiencer, you are always free. But if the experiencer and the doer, they both are above the knower, You have a wrong perception. Let us understand in a different way. That is what our masters speak about it in the very first principle. The moment you enter into the journey of the Eastern wisdom or mindfulness or meditation, according to the teachings of the masters, not the modern way. Oh, close your eyes, 1 minute of instant meditation. In 1 minute, you are not able to keep your body steady. Your mind is already wandering. You are an experiencer and you are a doer. You complain about, my mind is wandering. So, how to connect the knowledge with the seeker? That is the topic. How to connect the knowledge with the seeker. I am a seeker, so let me connect myself with the knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of the real self. So that is my subject matter. Who am I? And what is the goal? I should always remember the goal is to bring an end to the suffering and to awaken to the real self. But you focus on being a doer to earn $1,000,000, for example, to be happy, that happiness will never come to you. Are you getting it? No. I will marry and be happy. Happiness will never come. That is the point. The knowledge of the real self is the subject matter that I should be aware all the time in my daily living to live wisely. Otherwise, what is going to happen? You see the neighbor's house is bigger than yours, you'll have a problem. I will be happy if I have a bigger house. I will be married, then only I'll be happy. I'll divorce, and then I'll be happy. Simple way. Am I a seeker? Yes. That is the first side of a triangle. Second side of a triangle, what is the subject matter? What the seeker is searching for? Seeker is searching for permanent peace and happiness. I want to know who am I? And what is the result? I don't practice anything. I don't do anything without knowing the result. So result is bring an end to the suffering once and for all. All those burnouts will not be there in your life. That is why I pick up the last session, the burnouts. I become number one and still I have a problem. I have to struggle to continue to remain number one. I gave an example. And you see the false hope. I gave an example last time that you got married to Miss or Mr. Miss Universe 2019. Next year, society says now there is another Miss Universe. You are frustrated. Can you marry all the Miss Universes since? Look at this. Society lives unconsciously, habitually, impulsively. You're married to Miss Universe 2019 and 2020. You are watching the competition. Oh, I should have married this one instead of 2019. I can tell you this happens to the mind. So remember that another way to understand the triangle. First triangle is the MIA seeker, to live wisely. Second, what is the subject matter? The subject matter is the real self by which I can have a self-fulfillment. Desire fulfillment can never happen in our life. Desire changes. And the third is the solution. Solution is bring an end to the suffering once and for all. And to recognize my nature. Now, if the doer is stronger than the knower, then ego takes over me. That is what I'm saying. Knower, experiencer, doer. And the experiencer feeds the doer. The very first principle today I am taking, that it is known as four connections: seeker, subject matter, goal. How you connect seeker in you to the subject matter. Today is a little bit serious topic, but once you understand, you instantly remember. You have a pain in the body, you instantly remember. The knower reminds you. Subject matter is the real self. I am not the body. And then you take care of the body, manage your pain. You are not suffering at all. What, Sam, we were talking, Sam and Steve yesterday. So then you are not suffering. You are not suffering. Pain is there. You take care of the pain. Body is subject to change. You get upset because someone hurt you, and that very hurt and the feeling is the cause of the suffering. But you are a seeker, you are living wisely. So doer wants to react. Doer goes into the background. You live into the state of knower. You are living wisely. It happens instantly. Basic understanding of Eastern wisdom that I am a seeker. How many times you feel during the day that I am a seeker? I will not ask you the next question, that how many times you feel that you are a man, you are a woman, you are rich, or you are, you give lot of labels. All these labels comes from the society, but I am a seeker. You start living wisely. So remember again, first is to whom this knowledge is to be given? To a seeker. So what is the subject matter of a seeker? I know what is real and unreal, what is false. So I have to get rid of all this delusion. Society will always push me to live into that delusion, and I have to get rid of it. So what is the goal? Result? Result is bringing an end to the suffering. Bringing an end to the suffering. But then question comes, connections. It is known as four connections. So how you connect a seeker to the knowledge, seeker to the goal? You will never have a burnout. You never try to become number one, but you always want to be one within yourself. No, but I want to earn $1 billion. Earn it. Only you have changed the track in your mind. Now you are living wisely. And because you are living wisely, there will be no burnout, there will be no anxiety, there will be no reaction. You continue your journey. That is what is known as four connections. Fact is, there are three factors. One is that I am a seeker. Then I start living wisely. Then I understand the goal is, who am I? I should have 100% conviction that I am the real self, and I have to get rid of the unreal. It is the false self that causes the duality, delusion, competition, jealousy, etc., etc. And that results into suffering. So the goal is bringing an end to the suffering. Find out the relationship between the seeker and the subject. What the seeker is seeking. Can I give you a simple example? That you get hurt, and instantly the next moment you remember that you are a seeker. Ah, I'm not hurt. My mind is hurt. Do you see that? Instant remembrance. So when the seeker is connected to the subject matter, you are living wisely, you don't get upset. Your mind says, how dare anyone can make me upset in the world? There is no one. And look at those Miss Universe or who are number one. You say something, they are upset. They are ready to sue you. Do you see that? They are ready to sue you. How dare you said this? And in that process, they get more frustrated. And it happens in the family also, in our relationship also. So the master says that I have to be very vigilant that I am a seeker. Understand in a simple way again, by one simple material example. You are a seeker, wants to go to Costco. It's a food store, big store. In US, those Indians have said. What is the subject matter? I want to buy food stuff. Goal is buy for eating. What is the connection? Now find out the connection. You need to go to the Costco, feed yours, feed myself. What comes in between? Car, gas, driving skills, money to buy. They create you a doer. They create an experiencer. I had a wonderful experience. This is what the triangle is. All the time we remember this. In all the situations. In all our actions. So when I remember being means that I am a knower. So doer will not take over you. So if the doer doesn't take over you, the ego doesn't take over you. When the ego doesn't take over you, the society does not hypnotize you. You continue to live about the society. And when you continue to live about the society inside, not outside. Don't go to the society and declare, I'm just about the society, it doesn't matter. No, you need not to say this. You have to live into that awareness. It happened, I was teaching in India. One guy who went his home and he told his wife, now I'm a monk, so don't talk to me, Now I don't want to name that. And then the struggle, fight started. Hell with you, you become a monk, so get out. It has to be done under, inside. Why? Because we have to remove the wrong notion, wrong ideas, delusion that has taken over the mind. If these three aspects are not clear in my intellect, I do not have a clear understanding, no meditation or mindfulness will succeed. We will not be able to reach to that state which we are aspiring for. Wrong notion, wrong ideas, delusion will definitely take over the mind. I love her too much, what should I do? I don't want to leave her. You see, you earn sympathy. But she says enough is enough. That happened to while I was coaching this couple. She says enough is enough, now I will divorce you. The husband says I don't want to leave you. You make me crazy. Wife says you make me crazy. Do you see that? All the chain reaction of emotional dependence, likes and dislikes, anger, hesitation, reaction. The best part is that coach is teaching. I saw a lot of his ads. He is teaching how to live peacefully. I don't want to name that. So if we are not clear about this triangle, am I a seeker? Even if you feel that you are not, repeat in your mind, I am a seeker? Then ask this, what are the characteristics of a seeker? Then become aware. What is the subject matter of a seeker? What is the goal of a seeker? And then try to connect all the three in your daily living. You will start living wisely. Very important to reach to the highest state of mindfulness. Close your eyes. Let us, after the gossip, we will have practice. Eyes are closed. Body is steady. Mind is facing within. These are the qualities of a seeker. Look at it. So you have a level, you are aware that you are a seeker. You are a seeker. So last time I told that traditional way of doing meditation or mindfulness, that we start with a mantra. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Now the seeker knows that there is one common point in all the human species, all human beings. They all are looking for one thing, common point, and that is in abundance. I have $1 million, you have not. There is always a conflict. But this journey of the real self, it is available in abundance all the time at any moment in my life. That is the message this mantra gives. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. So I told you that, do you remember the 3 stages? First is that it is better we should chant it mentally. Then we should go for the meaning. The meaning is, may there be well-being for all. And the knowledge says that state of the well-being is a state of consciousness always present in every human being all the time in all the locations. Oh, always present. It has no competition. When you live in that awareness, you are a seeker. So the mantra sometimes confirms, reminds you, remain a seeker. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. Peace in all locations. Peace everywhere. Peace in all relations. No, but my partner becomes crazy. Okay, so you remember. Great Master Aurobindo says, when you are on the journey of the Eastern wisdom, not only you take the burden of delusion present in your mind, but you also take the burden of the people around you living. They are not embarking a journey, so they have to react. I have to withdraw. So that is the meaning. I take the burden of others also on my shoulder. Do you remember the 6 treasures? The endurance. It teaches you the endurance. It raises your awareness. Why I am explaining this? I have to live wisely all the time. You see the essence of the mantra. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Meaning, may there be completeness and wholeness in all. It is already there. The knowledge says, who is complete? The real self. And I am seeking real self because I am a seeker. My master used to say that, I remember him, that those people who are violent, reactive, agitated, in delusion, they are also searching the same completeness. But their approach is different. Why? They are not aware. They have not studied the Eastern wisdom. So I should be kind enough to them. So when the kindness is expressed outside, that is known as compassion of Buddha. So we are not practicing compassion. We are allowing the compassion to reveal itself. That is a true nature of mindfulness. And the last line, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Let there be auspiciousness at all time for everyone. So when we are in the mode of auspiciousness, obviously, not only I am living wisely, but I am living in a moment. That is living in a moment. So what mantra does, when we chant, when we have a meaning, when we have a right knowledge, we feel as if we are settled consciously. When you are settled consciously, you are a seeker, you are living wisely. But last session, I'm repeating the practice of the last session. So now you see, look at the head in the neck, or move the mind on the head and the neck. You are a doer. And what is experiencer? Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. What is after that? You stay there. You are a knower. I believe you get it. Doer, experiencer, and knower. The knower should always be above The doer and experiencer. What it means? I should tell you. It dissolves your ego. It destroys your ego. You need not to start thinking, no, I have a big ego. Modern psychology doesn't work there. Let us do it again. Look at the right arm. Mind is doing some activity, very passive activity. The mind has become a doer. And that doer creates an ego. But then we move further. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. So it becomes an experiencer. Now look inside the right arm. You experience the calmness and quietness. No, I don't understand. Simply, are you aware of the space and the darkness inside the right arm? Enough. Do you feel a sense of quietness, as if the thoughts are too far from you? Too far from you to disturb you during the practice is what the quietness is an experience of quietness. It is subtle. And about that there is a knower. I believe you all are clear. Knower is also known as witness. So normally we talk about knower, witness, consciousness, etc., etc. But now we know it, we are experiencing it. Left arm, awareness of the left arm. Awareness of the left arm and experiencer, sensation, relaxation, and everything is happening naturally. It's a natural flow. Ego always gives a break. Ego divides and perceives. So you can just check here and now. And inside the left arm, calmness and quietness. Ego says, fight with these thoughts. Why these thoughts are coming? And the knower says, these thoughts are too far to disturb you. Look at it. This is the rise in consciousness. And I told you, living wisely. The middle portion of the body, from the shoulder down to the waist, and the front and the back. The moment the mind finds any object, it is ready to be a doer. And that doer, you may say it's a subtle ego, strong ego, bad ego, good ego, etc., etc. Doer contains that ego. And then we move into the experiencer. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. That is not enough. That is an experiencer. So we look inside the heart, in the space. So on one side we have a couple of thoughts, they are too far, and we are living deeper within. I'm redefining. Thoughts of craziness, laziness, delusion may be there, but they are too far to disturb you. You are always quiet. You are already quiet. So when you are quiet, you live into awareness and you are a knower. You are knower of the experiences, you are the knower of what you are doing, and that knower is pure consciousness. You see, we are bridging the gap between the two approaches, Saturday approach and Monday and Thursday approach. We're not doing any active steps. So now looking at the right leg, outside. So doer, okay, looking. Experiencer, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Done. Inside, calmness and quietness. Yes. Knower. I need not to create a knower. It is always there. That is the meaning that we are a self-conscious being. That being is the knower. That being is the real self. That being is the consciousness. Society does not want us to be a knower. And we are living in a society, so we have millions of influences, past impression, memories, and we claim they are me and mine, and that causes the problem. I already explained to you, in becoming number one, we burn out. Left leg. You already know. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Looking inside, calmness and quietness. I explained you what is quietness, but now you are a knower of the quietness. If you are a doer and experiencer of quietness, burnout will come sooner or later. And entire body, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Looking inside, I told you, you are a knower of the quietness and calmness. If you are a doer, an experiencer of calmness and quietness, they will come, they will go, they will never stay. We already know. Very good. So, breath, look at the breath, it's a natural flow, no change. Again, look at the mind, the thought, feeling, images, they are coming and going, but they are too far. They are too far to disturb you. Why? You are a knower. Because you are a knower. No, we are not doing any proactive step. We are not doing any deep silent slow breath, but we will do the nyasa in the spine with a normal breath. Bring your awareness on the crown of the head. Allow the mind to descend or fall into the spine, singing mentally Om Shanti, reaching to the tailbone. Again, you help the mind to rise from the tailbone to the crown of the head, singing Om Shanti. But breath is normal. You may move the mind in 2 or 3, 4 breaths, doesn't matter. Why? You don't want to be a doer. When you are not a doer, when you say Om Shanti, normally in a higher state, we experience the fluid mass of vibrations, energy flows in the spine by saying Om Shanti. When the singing of Om Shanti is natural, you don't feel even as if you are a doer. That energy descends from the crown of the head, and that energy is the fluid mass of peace, calmness, and you actually experience in the spine or around the spine. Break comes, doer has come. Break comes, ego says, oh, why you're not experiencing? You remain as a knower, it will happen. It's the same technique, used in by the Buddha and also by the other masters. As a casual and conscious walking into the spine of the pure mind of a seeker, if I say so. If I can explain further, inside the crown of the head, just about a couple of inches above our physical crown of the head, there is an abundance of peace and the joy is there. So when we are singing Om Shanti, moving the mind along the spine, it absorbs it. That is one master says. We will understand what is the logic behind it. And when you raise your mind from the tailbone to the crown of the head, it is another approach where we leave all our delusion, false self, wrong notions, and we rise and touch that peace. Now change the direction, moving the mind inside the cave of your heart, singing Om. And I think perhaps you are clear when the mind seemingly appears stopped. There you drop Shanti and you do nothing. You are absorbed totally. Kind of self-absorption. The knower is there. And if you feel the thoughts disturbs the mind, do it again and live into that state. Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. Sam, how are you?
Good. felt a tremendous amount of stillness today.
Yeah, that stillness goes into, it manifests peace and calmness. Nothing can be still, like body, mind, breath, intellect, and ego, but only thing that is still is real self. Beautiful. How are you, Stephen?
Good. Namaste. It's good to be back with everybody. I could describe it solely as peace and calmness. There was nothing throughout the whole meditation. It was extremely fast. Thank you.
Beautiful. How are you, David and Jerry? Today you changed the position, right?
We're having work done at the house. Thank you, sir. The meditation for me was very similar to Stephen. Very simple, peaceful, relaxed, short, and nothingness.
Beautiful. That's really beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good. Namaste. I know I'm attached to one place, and that's the place that's never changing. It's that true nature, my real self. And I reflected today on the lesson because I've been married and I've been divorced and married again, and that place never changed. I didn't marry to get happy. I didn't divorce to get happy, but relationships do change, right? And it's kind of like, I thought today, we don't put ourselves in front of a punching bag.
Yeah.
Why would we do that? We can remove ourselves so that living wisely, sometimes it's not that we think we're better. We know that person or that situation that's doing the punching, they're just like us, but they haven't decided not to suffer anymore.
Beautiful. You have absorbed every teaching, what masters have taught us and what I spoke today. That's really beautiful. One thing that I love to repeat, I am attached to my true nature. So we want to be detached with the world of delusion to be attached to the real self. Yeah, that is how we should understand. So if we say that, I have what I have reached to a complete detachment, then you are crazy. You need to be attached to someone. But that someone is your real self. And then the life, life is lived wisely. How are you, Vaibhav?
Yes, sir, I'm good. Plus quiet, peaceful.
Peaceful. Beautiful. You see another point that Jerry has said, that when I give an example that you marry and you are searching happiness, you divorce and again you are searching happiness, you see the outer situation, relations, conditions keep on changing. Question is where I am, how I reflect, how I perceive the outer situation. That put me into the state of mindfulness. Otherwise, we keep on suffering. I got married, and how long you have been suffering? Suffering for the last 10 years. No. How are you, Brandy? Brandy is also thinking.
I'm not suffering now. That's good. The good news.
That's good.
My practice was really restful and peaceful. Common theme, I think, from a lot of the sharing of experiences today. And thank you, Drew. I like what you said. Yeah. That was a really nice way of framing going inside and being attached internally. Yeah.
It is, you have understood it deeply and then you are expressing it. That is what the sharing of experiences are. So, how are you, Anesthesia?
Thank you. I'm fine. It was very calm and peaceful and absorbing. I was absorbed.
Very good. So Poltava in Ukraine is fine? Calm?
Yeah. Now we have a lot of air forces, but siren, but it's usual. But everything is okay. And I would like to say about this situation that it seems crazy, but even even during this situation, what is happening with my country, of course I am worried, but I am feeling calm. Calmer than before.
Calmer than before. That is important. That is very important. Yes. And we are already starting a totally free journey on Monday, in August, So invite all of them. So if we can contribute something. So how are you, Rakesh?
Thank you, sir. It was quiet and still. I'm in peace.
I'm in peace. Beautiful. How are you, sir? You got it?
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir.
They're all good, peaceful, quiet, and enjoyed.
Yes, that is beautiful. How are you, Sangeeta? We have two more, yeah.
सर बहुत पीसफुल था और फिर जैसे बीच में कभी विचार आते हैं तो अपने आप चले जाते हैं तंग नहीं करते
Yeah, that is quietness. Many crazy thoughts may enter into your mind. You are a knower of those thoughts, but because you are in a state of quietness, these thoughts go away naturally. That is another meaning that you are detached with those thoughts and you are attached to your real self. So, how are you, Barbara? Then we will go to Terry.
I'm very good, thank you. It felt like peace was just coming to me in waves, and to the point where I just stopped feeling my body. I was sort of just floating.
Pure. That's beautiful. That is what I explained, that Aurobindo explains that when we do Om Shanti, so there is a 3 inches above, there is a place. That is how symbolically we explain abundance of peace is there. So can my pure mind pull that peace and the joy into the spine, and that spreads into the whole body and the mind? That's another journey. We will pick up that practice later. Beautiful. How are you, Terry?
Oh, I was very agitated because I was having technical difficulties.
Oh.
And it took me a long time to calm down. So I'm...
Technical difficulties with computer?
I learned something, but I just now calmed down.
Calm down. So you have technical difficulties with the computer?
Yeah, I couldn't find, I don't know why I couldn't find the link, I couldn't find the email, I couldn't find the class, I don't know, I couldn't understand what was going on.
We all disappeared.
I don't know. I don't know.
At least you joined, one more, I don't want to tell you the name, so one more person constantly sent an email that I'm not able to join you. What is happening? Why don't you send me your invitation? And I've been sending to everyone, but perhaps that person got annoyed and that person stopped. So I said, I know, live wisely. You are living wisely. So I have to say nothing. No, I don't want to tell you. That happens. That is all for today. Beautiful. We'll meet on Saturday. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Everyone.
Namaste.